Welcome back to Factory Sealed. It is September 5th, 2015. My name is Eric Peterson. Joining me today, Mr. Dan Curtis.
Hey. How's it going?
Oh, it's going well. It's Saturday. This is a little weird.
It is. Brain's all screwed up.
Is
it, what about Jess and Tom? Aren't they here?
They're dead.
They're dead?
Yes.
Oh, God. That's grim.
So it's just a two-man show this weekend.
Unless we decide to fill in their voices as we go along.
Okay. I'll try to be Jess, because I feel like I've
So,
got...
Jess, how much of Crash Bash did you play this week?
None.
Typical Jess.
Tom, how are you today?
I'm tip-top and spiffing, old bean. How is one?
That's got to be the...
Jeeves!
Explain spiffing to me. I understand the context and why to use it, but where the hell does that come from?
What?
Spiffing.
I don't know.
Do you know anything?
I don't think any English person has actually said spiffing before, but like not when they're being ironic and sarcastic.
Do you just use all of the shitty English phrases? So you're a terrible representation of what British people are.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Because we say spiffy, and that means like neat. Oh, that's spiffy.
That's a spin-off. You've just adapted it.
So we made it
culture.
better.
No.
Oh.
So anyway, Jess and Tom aren't dead.
Damn it, Dan! You ruined it.
As far as we know.
Oh.
So, if you've been listening, Tom is in Tenerife.
Jess is in America.
America. What's she doing in America?
I think her sister lives in America. She sent me a message
abandoned Canada,
saying something along the lines of shitty hotel internet. Yeah.
Oh, poor Jess.
Oh, poor Jess.
It's so hard. This internet is only 20 megabits a second.
It's kind of ironic that your internet took a huge dump when you were saying that.
So try a little.
It's really ironic here. What is going on?
I don't know. What's going on with you?
When you were making fun of her internet, your internet took a dump.
Say it knows.
Yeah. It's like, we're going to show...
As soon as internet is mentioned, it just explodes.
We're going to show this, Daniel.
It has actually improved slightly since we fixed it.
You're still not hardwired, though, and that's why you have crappy internet.
Yes.
So...
What is this hardwiring of which you speak?
I saw a picture of you today.
Uh-huh.
What the hell were you doing?
I was covered in paint.
I knew you were a terrible painter.
That's just walking down the street and just people threw paint at me.
Look at that ugly guy! Throw paint on him!
Less of the ugly.
Oh.
No, I did a charity fun run today where you have to climb over obstacles and get covered in paint.
Oh,
pretty crazy.
Did they give you a medal for coming in last place?
They did give me a medal.
Oh,
because I won.
You did not win.
I did win.
I do not believe for one minuscule second that you came anywhere other than last place in a running event. Okay, maybe you beat some...
Well,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, the guy with one leg. He was the only one.
And the person in the wheelchair who couldn't undo their brakes at the beginning.
Oh. Well, to be honest, I was friggin' knackered after the warm-up. It's bloody terrible.
How far did you have to run? 3 miles?
It's 5K.
So 3 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good math right
It was,
there.
well, to be honest, because Crystal wouldn't run, and I didn't want to abandon. We walked for most of it.
Wait, so she
Yeah.
convinced you to sign up for this charity fun run, wherein in the title, run is right there. But, now let me make sure I have this correct. She, again, being the one who initiated this, didn't want to run.
Correct.
Okay. Makes sense.
To be honest, I hate long distance running anyway, but because I was always a really good sprinter as a kid.
Yeah.
But I hate long distance, and but the obstacles were fun. They were fun. I like them. Big inflatables. That's what you need.
Yeah, I was never a long distance runner until my senior year in high school, and then I picked that up after college again, and it destroyed my hips. That's why I've had to have hip surgery.
That's terrible. Yeah, but the obstacles are really fun. Like you had to jump over there were like humps, and you had to jump over them. They were a lot of fun. They were really high though, and I'm pretty sure I kicked a girl in the face.
Okay, I need to take this picture of you
because everybody else was like struggling over them, and because I've always been quite good at jumping, I just jumped straight over them.
Yeah.
And then just like because you had to go down a slide at the other side, so I was jumping over and then sliding down, and I'm pretty sure I kicked a girl in the face on the way down.
She probably deserved it.
Yeah.
A little wake-up call for her.
Yeah.
So did the people on the
just
side have like squirt guns filled with paint, or just giant buckets, or...
I had like these canisters where they would shake it out over you as you went past. Quite a lot of the stations you had to crawl through, like under wires and stuff. So they just shook the stuff on you as you were going over. I had bright green hair at one point. I actually, because I have quite dark hair, so it didn't show up that much. But when I went in the shower, when I got back, it's just a river of green came out of my hair. It's like, oh god, it's so bad.
They do down here. They do what are called Spartan runs, and they don't throw paint and shit on you, but they have really, really difficult obstacles. It's almost like military boot camp, but it's a race.
Yeah, we have that as well.
Like mud runs and stuff. I think
this obstacle color thing's really big over here at the moment.
Huh. Well, I think we started that, so you're welcome.
It's actually from Finland.
No, it's not. It's from America.
Okay. Yeah, America invents everything.
Everything worth knowing about, at least.
Including being really fat.
Well, duh. I mean, in old times, that was a sign of wealth. If you could afford to eat, you were wealthy. So therefore, we are wealthy.
But in modern times, it just means you're fat.
That's true. Damn it.
Yes.
Thankfully.
God damn it. Too many gosh darn cheeseburgers.
We have to work on your American accent, Dan.
We've been trying this for years. It doesn't happen.
No.
We know this.
Well, I just think you're incapable of learning.
That is a possibility. I've done school now. I don't need to learn anymore.
That's it. It's all downhill from here. Just once you graduate, you may as well just step in the grave. Just, I'm dead. Nothing.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. So this week, we decided to play one game, but I feel like we need to talk a little bit about a different game. One that pretty much everybody's going to be talking about. And we talked about it last week, but now that the rest of the world has gotten their hands on it, and they're not all as lucky as Mr. Dan Curtis to get it 3 days early.
Oh, god damn it.
Well, blind squirrel finds a
How was
nut
that?
every once in a while. Let's talk about Metal Gear, Dan. I feel like if you haven't played it, or you plan on playing at least the first 10 hours, and you don't want the surprise of anything ruined, maybe skip ahead a little bit. We won't spoil any plot-based stuff, but there's really not much plot to talk about.
Speak for yourself.
You're just going to spoil the plot?
Yeah.
Okay. You're just gonna...
There's a dog in it.
There's a really hot chick in a bikini that gets really pissed off a lot.
Yeah, she's there.
Ooh, excuse me. Ooh.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, so gay. Such a gay sneeze.
Did you, next time I sneeze, do you want me to make it,
It's you.
do you want me to make it as messy and gross as last time?
That's what you usually do, because you've repressed it. It's made you go really homosexual.
Oh, excuse me.
It's you. It's you. Oh, sorry, I sneezed.
Oh, how embarrassing.
Oh, so bad.
Super. Let's talk about Metal Gear.
I love the bit with the Metal Gear.
He was cool.
I really like his outfit. It's so nifty.
I like how you can change the outfits, and then when they get dirty, you can wash them.
I like it when Snake washes.
I wish there was a camera in there.
We should probably stop this before we offend everybody in the world. Sorry.
That's true. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, Metal Gear.
Eric, you got Metal Gear, yes. You got it.
No, I've just been watching videos of it.
Okay.
Can we, hold on, since I'm thinking about it, can we talk about that Jimmy Kimmel thing for a minute? Did you hear that or see that?
Is this where he doesn't understand people talking about games and stuff?
Well, he initially put out a video where he was making fun of the Let's Play culture, which I guess I could kind of understand somebody's misinterpretation of it from the outside. But it was still pretty disconnected from reality. His video that he put up was pretty funny. He had a short little clip talking about, if you don't want to play games, you can sit and watch people play games. And then you could get a package and upgrade to watching people watch people play games. And then it went up and up and up. And then it went all the way to the level of God watching it. And God just looks at the camera and goes, Jesus Christ, I've created a race of idiots. And then the video just ended. Because people watching people watching people watching people watch games. And this guy's like, I have no idea what's happening, but based on his reaction, it's got to be good. The video itself was hilarious. If it would have been meant more as just tongue-in-cheek, like if he would have shown that he understood it, yet he was making fun of the absurdity of it, because it is, when you break it down to its base roots, it is kind of ridiculous.
It is quite stupid, yeah, but we can't talk because we do it ourselves, so...
Oh, absolutely, but the rationale behind it is people like to watch other people play games for a couple reasons. First of all, they're like, if you want to watch somebody play League of Legends and you're just garbage at it and you want to watch how good people play it, it's the same concept behind watching professional sports. You could go do it yourself, but if you want to watch somebody who's really good, or possibly...
And then at the other end of the spectrum, you can watch us,
who suck,
who are shit, but funny.
We're funny?
We think anyway.
Oh, I didn't think we were.
Oh.
For me, it's just it's an outlet of idiocy. I mean, during the day, actually throughout the week, I just have this little pocket in my brain that whenever I feel like being really dumb, I just push it into that little corner of my brain, and then by the end of the week, that fills up, and then this show rolls around, and video time rolls around, and it's just a diarrhea of idiocy.
It's exactly how it happens every week.
Yep. We turn on the call, and my brain just farts out stupid.
Yeah, so anyway, back to Metal Gear.
Yes.
How are we finding it so far?
Do you want my traditional answer, or would you like a real answer?
Oh, I'll have a real answer, please. Otherwise, we'll be here all day.
So Dan sent me a message.
Can I explain this? I sent him a message when he first got Metal Gear, and he just replied with, I said, how are you finding Metal Gear so far? He just wrote a really long, sarcastic comment about how he finds the box.
Well, first of all, when I get the urge to play, I walk over to my game shelf, and because I'm a bit anal, everything is alphabetized. But before I get to the M's, I have to find the PS4 section first, and then I have to tick through to the M's. And once I get to the M's, I have a couple games that start with M, and I have to find actual Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. And then I look at the box and say, boy, I really want to play this, but I found it, and then put it back on the shelf.
That was the short version?
Yes, that was the short version. You're welcome for that. I felt like that gave you a good chuckle.
Yes, I was in hysterics.
You probably had the whole office over there looking at it. No, the game itself is actually... I was thinking about this last night because I knew we were going to talk about it, and I really, really, really enjoy the game. I think it is one of the, if not the best stealth action game I've ever played. However, as a Metal Gear game...
Ooh, high praise.
Yeah, as a Metal Gear game, I'm still on the fence about whether or not I like it as a Metal Gear game, if that makes sense.
If you progress through the plot more, it gets more like Metal Gear because the plot's crazy.
Well,
but Kiefer Sutherland as Snake is just pointless. I said this last week.
It doesn't sound like Snake, and the part where you can really...
Well, he barely speaks.
The part where you can really tell, like, wow, this is bad, is when you go to interrogate somebody. He doesn't sound like Snake at all. Spit it out. That's about
the only time he ever says anything.
Which is depressing because
you know what
Snake has been very, very vocal in previous games, and now he's just... I mean, even in Metal Gear Solid 3 and in Peace Walker, he has all of these fantastic ideas and these theories on why things are happening, and he's very vocal about his input on what should be done next, and now suddenly he's a mute? And there were so
Eric,
many... go ahead.
Literally on this one, the most crazy things in the world can happen, and he will say nothing.
Yeah. Like the whole instance
Nothing.
with Quiet coming back to Mother Base, he just doesn't say anything. He just kind of points at her like, sit down. And he doesn't even say sit down. He just points at her.
No, like I said last week, because of use Kiefer Sutherland, clearly they're paying him by the line or something. So it's obviously cost them a fortune. But why would they do that and just not use David Hayter, who's been Snake forever?
I don't know. It's interesting. There's got to be some existing bad blood there, something that happened. I'm not sure.
It's a really on a game series that's always been very heavy on story, particularly the main protagonist having a lot of lines, being very involved with how it goes on. It's really jarring. It's like I'm just sat there watching a cutscene waiting for him to speak, and he doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
But if you go into the cassette tapes and you listen to them, which you can listen to while you're out free roaming, a lot of them have him speaking on. But to be honest, I'm not familiar with his voice, so I don't know who's who.
Yeah, they all sound the same.
Miller and Ocelot both sound exactly the same.
I think Ocelot changed. I can tell they changed the voice actor for Ocelot. I think they kept the same guy for...
It's Troy Baker. It's Troy Baker who does everything nowadays.
Yeah, who does Miller in the old games?
I think that's the same. So he's only been in Peace Walker, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's Robin Atkin Downs. He was in the other games too. The game itself is fantastic. There's so much to it that I feel like this was almost an obvious step for the series next, but bridging that gap between very heavy story-driven game and open world do what you want is a very difficult gap to bridge. And I feel like he did it well, but they left out the piece of the interactive protagonist. He almost feels more like a Link at this point.
I just think it's the one gripe I have with it. I just wish they would do that was in there because, like I say, Snake's always been really involved with what's happening around him. So for that not to be there in a series that's always been grounded with that is just a really stupid idea.
It's very jarring because, like you said, there are a lot of parts where something happens and you expect Snake to just interject with his angry pessimism and take over the situation. I mean, I was actually shocked when he came in and spoke on Mother Base about the whole Quiet situation. But again, he only said like
Yeah.
5 words.
Yeah. Just, if I was in one of the people in Mother Base, I'd be like, "Will you speak?
Talk to me!
For God's sake!"
Every time I go back to Mother Base, because I
bastard.
like to go back and raise my morale of my troops, but every time I'm around, they'll salute me and I punch them. And they goes, morale improved!
Sometimes they actually ask you to punch them.
Really?
Some sadomasochist
How far
craziness going on there.
How far in are you?
I don't know. Mother Base is cool,
okay.
but what is the point of it? Well, I've just done a mission in Africa where you have to destroy walker gears.
Oh dear! Have you gotten those little personal Metal Gears?
Yeah, that's what walker gears are.
I'm still in.
It's very hard to talk about it, but not spoil it.
Yeah, I'm still in Afghanistan, and I'm getting kind of sick of that terrain. There was a mission that I just did where I didn't have a landing spot near where I needed to go, and I saw a little gap through the mountains. So I'm like, all right, and I put a marker there to get up to it, and it was a ledge just higher than I was able to climb, so I had to go all the way down and around the mountain through 4 villages and a base, and it took me an hour and a half to get there.
That's quite annoying at times. I don't know why you can't like parachute out of the helicopter or use the helicopter to fly between points. Like, yeah, you have to get in the helicopter and then go back to the aerial command center to fly somewhere else.
Oh yeah,
it just seems a bit stupid.
I do like that concept of it.
For the helicopter, my favorite thing about the helicopter is the speakers.
So how do you use that? Because I just upgraded my helicopter for that. So when you go ahead,
open your iDroid.
Yeah.
Go to the cassette section, find your music tapes, then press square on the one that you want. Then every time your helicopter shows up, it'll play that tune.
I'm going to have it be David Bowie's Man Who Sold the World every time he picks me up.
Nice. I went for the Final Countdown by Europe.
Oh, Jesus. Naturally.
So every time the helicopter comes, it goes... doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo.
Is it loud enough to hear from a distance? Does it give you like the Doppler effect where it's really quiet?
Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear it coming in. It just flies in. It's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
a nice touch.
I still can't.
Have you pimped out your dog yet?
No, I since I'm still in Afghanistan, I still prefer to take the horse because everything is so far apart.
Nah, screw the horse. The dog's cool.
Dog's cool. What can you put on him?
He gets a sneaking suit. He wears like a little visor over his face and stuff. It's just so cool.
It's almost overwhelming how much you can do in this game because I've put in probably 12 hours now, and every time you get back to the aerial command center, it gives you a little percentage of how close you are to being done, and I'm at 8%. Did you die?
I think. No, I'm still here.
Oh, your internet is garbage today.
So's yours. Keeps coming out.
Oh.
Silly you.
Silly me. How far are you along in the game?
That's what I was saying, about 15%.
Oh, Jesus.
I think. So, have you got your zoological platform yet in Mother Base?
The NGO platform where you can put all the animals?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Oh, good.
So I was...
It's utterly pointless, but quite cool.
Can you capture birds? Because I shot a bald eagle and put it to sleep, and it's like I couldn't do anything with it. But then I picked...
Oh, yeah, you can. I captured a gerbil last night.
One of the things that I've become obsessed with is the side missions, or the side ops. And I think that's why I'm still floating around Afghanistan, because I see those open lists. I'm like, I want to do this. But then I didn't have a particular weapon that I needed for it. So I go back into the development category, the what is it with the people? I don't remember the name of it. And just shuffle people around so my research and development level skyrockets up like 6 levels, and then make whatever the hell I need and go back out and blow some tanks up. And I think I spent like...
See, I can't be bothered with all that, so just auto-assign people all the time.
Well, I needed a rocket launcher, and my R&D level wasn't high enough, so I just went in and I picked people that were high on R&D and just shoveled them over there, and it kicked it up to the highest level that I needed. And then I reassigned them to where they originally were, and I had my rocket launcher. Because there was that mission where you had like 15 minutes to blow up all of the tanks.
Yeah.
And I just had C4 and grenades, and it wasn't doing anything. Boy, you're a real conversationalist this morning.
It's this afternoon.
Oh. Pardon me. We're in the future.
No. I am in the future.
I don't know.
Future.
There's like we mentioned last week, there's a couple really big gripes that I have with the game. First of all, it's the whole Kiefer Sutherland and Snakes not speaking. But the credits when you go into a mission just are the absolute worst decision in that game.
I just don't get it.
I mean, how...
It makes no sense.
How somebody in that entire organization did not bring up, hey guys, this might be a little spoilery. Let's not put it in there, because that mission where I had to go and get the honeybee was a fantastic mission, but the whole time I'm saying, okay, when's Metal Gear going to show up? When's he going to show up? Because it ruined it. It told me he's going to show up.
Yeah, I don't even feel bad about spoiling that, because it does tell you. So it's just utterly pointless.
The credits at the end aren't as obnoxious because you can skip those. Did you know?
Yeah, but it is just in your face.
Every time. Hideo Kojima game. Hideo Kojima game. It's like he almost overdid it because they took his name off everything else. It's like, I'll show them. I'm just going to put my name everywhere on this.
Literally everywhere.
Yeah. Have you figured out how to cardboard box sled yet?
I haven't actually.
Neither
have you.
No. But I did...
I don't know if it's an upgrade.
I did discover that you cannot kill your horse. As soon as I got that rocket launcher, I fired a rocket at it and it did not die. It fell over all bloody, and then about 30 seconds later it stood up and went, okay, let's go.
I'm fine. I've just got no legs anymore.
I'm not dead.
Why does the horse talk like an idiot?
Haven't you ever watched Mr. Ed?
What the hell's Mr. Ed?
You didn't have Mr. Ed in Europe?
No.
It's a show from, I'd say, probably the 40s or 50s about a talking horse called Mr. Ed.
I would say I wasn't alive then.
They had TV and reruns.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen that one before, sorry.
You should look it up. It's awesome. Anything else you want to talk about with Metal Gear? I don't want to spend too terribly much time on it, but...
No, I'd just say, even though we've said a couple of times that we don't like a couple of things about it, there's more to like than there is not to like.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't want to say too much about it because it will spoil it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. It's fantastic. However, I will say, there's a guy I was talking to on Twitter about. He was actually wanting to get a refund for this game on Steam because he hated it. And digging into why, all of his friends recommended it to him, but he hated all the previous Metal Gear games. It's like, okay, if you hate Metal Gear, don't buy this game because it's Metal Gear. It plays exactly like the other ones.
It doesn't, though. It's really different.
The core concept is the same. Sneak into a base, capture somebody. The storyline is still just as incomprehensible. If you like open world games, there's probably a little bit more of a chance you're going to actually enjoy this game because of that. But as a whole, if you hate Metal Gear, you're probably not going to enjoy this as much. So
no, probably not.
I've been telling people, if you're really on the fence about buying this, buy Ground Zeroes and play the shit out of that. And if you still enjoy Ground Zeroes, you'll enjoy this.
Say I didn't enjoy Ground Zeroes very much.
I think you didn't enjoy it because it was a $40 demo, and you went into it like, this game should have been free.
It should have been.
It should have been, yes, but
It should be the prologue for the Phantom Pain.
yeah, that would have been a long prologue, though.
So they had similar to Metal Gear Solid 2, where they had the tanker mission, then the main mission. And look, both of them were on the disc.
I suppose.
Yes, you suppose, don't you?
What else were we playing this week, Dan?
Crash Bash,
Crash Bash.
which is not a euphemism.
No?
No,
No.
it could be, I guess, but
Tell me about Crash Bash,
I don't
Dan.
think it. Not synopsis again.
Well, for people who are listening who have no idea what Crash Bash is, we can't just jump into it. We have to tell what it is.
Yeah, but I always do them.
You're a Crash Bandicoot expert.
You always say that about everything.
Because I don't want to do it.
Yeah, clearly. So Crash Bash is basically the people who made Crash Bandicoot. Well, actually not, because it's not Naughty Dog, but Sony went, oh look, Mario Party's doing well. Let's copy them and make a game like that, but with Crash. And that's basically it.
So it's the same thing they did with
So you get...
kart racing.
Yeah. Just apply the Crash Bandicoot IP to as many things as possible. Basically.
Yeah, this game...
So it's mini games.
Yeah.
Like...
And some of them are awesome, and some of them really suck. I mean, to the point where it's like, this is terrible. I do not even want to play this. But I suppose Mario Party had some of that. I wasn't a huge Mario Party player. But, yeah, this game, for instance, the pogo sticking minigame, awesome. I had a ton of fun with that one.
Yeah, I love that. That's my favorite.
I'll be honest, I couldn't figure out why I wasn't winning the first couple rounds because I didn't read the directions. It just I read the first part, and I said, "Oh, fine, whatever. I just need to jump on and by the."
Why would you read the directions, Eric?
Well, it seems pretty straightforward. Bounce on your pogo stick. So every square you jump on flips your color. Whoever has the most colored squares at the end wins. That's what I thought it was. Clearly, I was wrong because I got to the end and then I didn't know what these numbers were along the top. So I was bouncing around, and every time I touched one of those boxes, my colors disappeared. And I went, well, fuck, all my colors are gone. So I avoided those boxes. Come to find out,
really?
Those boxes are exactly what you need to win because it's bounce and make all your colors flip over, and then you have to clear them. And when you clear them with those boxes, it adds to your total. So as soon as I figured that, I just crushed everybody. But it took me like 5 rounds to figure that out.
Oh, you're such an idiot.
Sorry.
Sometimes there are just no words for how stupid you are.
I know.
Good God. So bad.
You cannot tell me you have never not read the directions for something.
Yeah, because games nowadays are pretty straightforward, but with stuff like that, you've got to know what you're doing.
Well, I figured in general, back then, games didn't tell you shit.
No.
And
I think that is the era just before then, when they didn't tell you anything.
Well, I read the first page, and then the second page about the feet, and then the arrows, and then I said, fine, I get it, and I just went on. And I vaguely remember a screen at the end that said important, and it had those purple boxes. I went, yeah, whatever, and I just hit it. And as soon as I stepped on one and it disappeared, I'm like, oh, well, that warning screen told me don't step on these because it makes them disappear, so let's do this. And then I get to the end, I'm like, well, what the hell? Everybody else has like 80, 90, and I have 4.
Oh. Did you get up to the next level where it changes it slightly?
No.
No? So you've only done the first warp room.
Because we are doing the show on Saturday, I did not have as much time. And because Metal Gear came out this week, I did not have as much time.
Right, okay.
So what do they change in it? So the game is broken down into warp rooms, right?
On the next... Yeah, but that's what's good about it, because I was I was thinking each level will just be the same with a slightly different theme, but it will be the same concept. But on the second Pogo level, instead of collecting the crates, you have to break. No, you have to make squares and like leave a circle, leave some blank in the middle. So you would go up, make a square, and then when you make a full square, it gives you points.
Jesus, that sounds difficult.
Interesting. It is.
So, is each of the warp rooms as you progress? How many rooms or how many levels are in each warp room? 5?
No, there's 4 in the first one, 5 in the second, and 6 in the third, I think.
So as you progress through, is it just a variation on previous levels, or are they all entirely new?
Yeah, there's in each warp room there's a new level, I think.
So there's really only
there is.
6
And,
mini games in this whole game.
I don't know because I didn't get past warp room 3, so there might be another.
But from what you played, there's only 6 different mini games, each with a different variation on it.
Yeah. You won't have got up to the last one, which was terrible.
What was that?
So bad. It's you're basically on a circular racetrack, and you can see the entire track all the time, and you have to go around it as quickly as possible. It has the most floaty physics in the world, and it's just so difficult.
I think one of my favorite ones so
difficult.
far was the air hockey one.
Yeah, I like that, but I think it takes too long.
It does. If you're not good at it, it takes a really long time.
Yeah, but I'm not, so you know.
You're just good at everything.
I just said I wasn't.
Oh. I wasn't listening.
Of course. Why would you?
I mean, I feel like this game, it's fun single player, but it probably would have been a lot more fun multiplayer.
Yeah, I imagine so.
I really did not enjoy the one where you're riding the little mini polar bears and you have to smack people off.
Yeah, that sucks. Smack people off, eh?
What does that mean?
That sounds wrong.
I forget. You have different terminology over there for...
Well, we don't. It just sounded like it.
Yes, it's a crash game where you just sit and masturbate other people.
Oh, no. That's taking the IP too far.
That's the Crash Bash euphemism you were looking for.
Crash Bash 2. Masturbators.
Yeah, I feel like this game didn't have a whole lot of meat to it.
Not really.
Good recommendation.
It's just a daft throwaway thing.
I suppose.
Thanks.
That was sarcasm.
I know. I got that, thanks.
You been playing anything else this week? Oh, let's talk about Crisis Core for a minute. Because you've been playing quite a hefty chunk of that.
Not loads, because Metal Gear. But I really like Crisis Core. Fantastic game. Really like it a lot. I mean, I don't know why I haven't played it yet.
I've been trying to tell you for
my first time.
years to play that game.
Yeah, but usually most of the stuff that comes out of your mouth is absolute shite. So
that is true.
Yes, it is. It's very true.
What are your particular thoughts about it other than the traditional Dan Curtis, it is good?
It's very good.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you're terrible.
No, it's, well, obviously everybody knows I have a massive love for Final Fantasy, 7 in particular. So I like it. It really, it takes it alludes to the original quite a lot. And I like that. And I like the combat system. It's different because it's in real time. And the slot machine thing's really strange.
The battle system is interesting.
I like Zack as a protagonist as well. I like Zack.
The battle system itself is really interesting because it isn't technically real time. It is a real time menu based battle, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You have options along the bottom that you can choose from. You can't just hack and slash your sword as much as you want because it utilizes AP or SP or something like that every time you attack.
Well, you can use your attack. You can use your attack as much as you want. You can't use magic
But there is still a little bit of
attacks.
a cooldown between attacks. It's not like Kingdom Hearts where you just swing and go and have a gay old time.
gay old time.
Yeah, a good, happy old time.
Yeah. Yeah. I love gay old time.
I was reading about the battle system, though, because or not the battle system, the slot machine. And there is a method to its madness. You can't control it whatsoever, but what happens is based on the organization of sevens within the dials. So based on where those sevens show up, you get different things, like your health will refill, or you'll get AP, or you'll get SP, or you'll get invincibility, or you'll get heightened damage, or something like that.
Does that not mean if you don't get enough levels up, that the end of the game gets incredibly difficult?
I know.
So if it's randomized, then how can you know when you can level up?
That doesn't dictate your levels, does it?
Yeah. If you get 777, he levels up.
I think they keep it balanced enough. I don't remember the end of the game being overly difficult.
Mm.
The way it's broken down, though, too, is really cool because it does lend itself very easily to pick up and play a mission and take off. Some of the missions get to be pretty long, but if you want to just hop in, do a mission, hop out, and leave, you're good. Whereas other Final Fantasy, it's like, okay, I need at least 3 hours to sit down and trudge through this.
Yeah. Isn't Type 0 kind of like that as well?
Yes, on a grander scale. Type 0 is a much more open world. It's a cross between Crisis Core and a traditional Final Fantasy, because there is an open world, there are towns, there are random encounters.
Yeah.
It's just... Type 0 is interesting in itself. I should probably get back to finishing that.
Yeah. Too much playing the 15 demo.
Oh, dude, that's the only reason I bought it. I bought a $60 demo.
Yeah.
You haven't even played that yet, have you?
I haven't actually played. I haven't even tried it, no.
They've announced when they're going to announce the release date.
I know. That's mad.
They say it's going to come in 2016.
Well, we'll see.
We will see. Dan, did you play anything else this week?
I don't think so. A lot Crisis Core, and then Crash Bash, and then Metal Gear a lot. My PlayStation broke last night, though, so I couldn't play Metal Gear for a while.
It didn't
which was
break.
Sad. Well, it wasn't working, so...
Yeah, but you got it working
broke.
Eventually. All you had to do is rebuild the database.
Eventually. I don't want to rebuild my database.
It's like 4 button clicks.
It's too many.
Oh, that's right. You max out at 3 before you get bored.
It said it would take hours, and it took 5 minutes.
I was afraid that I'd actually lost some of my game save on Metal Gear last night because I haven't tested whether or not you can exit a mission and come back into it exactly where you left. So if you're in the middle of a mission and you turn your PS4 off.
No, you can't.
Okay. So you just come back in at the beginning?
Yep.
So what I've been doing is I just put my
sucks.
I put my PS4 into rest mode. So I'll press start and then go to rest mode so that when I boot it back up, it kicks me right back to where I was. But I moved my PlayStation between my office and the living room, and there's a power outlet to the side of the TV that's easier to access, but it's right in front of all of Ellie's toys. And we have these little plugs that we put into the outlets, and I took one out, so both of them were out. And Ellie picks it up and she looks at it and she goes to plug it into the outlet and she looks back and claps like, hey, look what I did. And then she starts playing with the cord. I'm like, oh, Ellie, go ahead and unplug it. Not thinking it's the PS4 cord. She grabs it and goes, boop, and unplugs it. And then I see that the orange light turned off. I'm like, oh, fuck. Thankfully, I wasn't in the middle of a mission, though.
No, that would be really irritating.
Just a bit. We do not currently have
Yeah, just
any emails. If you want to send us an email, factorysealedmanatank.com. Kind of a short two-man show this week. Hopefully next week, Tom and Jess will be back.
if they're not dead, we're not sure.
Yes, I have made contact with Will O'Neill. He is going to be joining us on the 20th to talk about actual sunlight.
Actual sunlight.
Actual. I don't know what we should.
Actual.
I don't know what we should play next. I feel like we need to think about it.
No.
Oh,
We have.
we do.
Oh.
Okay, so
How did we forget?
I don't know. Last week, Dan had another fantastic idea. That's two in his entire life, both of which have revolved around Factory Sealed. We are starting a series called Random Game Generator, wherein we ask for your help to give each of us a possibly awesome but probably shitty game to play for the next week. I don't think this necessarily means it's going to be the core game that we focus on, but maybe for this week we'll do that. So, the way it works is that every week we will post a message on Facebook where you give us a console, a letter, and a number. And from there, we have a master list of every game ever made for that system that we refer to. So if you give us Sega Genesis L5, we'll go to the Genesis list. We will click on L, and we will count down 5 games. So if we did that, we would be playing Last Action Hero.
Oh, that would be so good.
That movie was fantastic. Wasn't that the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I love that.
And the kid gets the golden ticket to go into the movie.
In a movie, and then he comes out of the movie. Yeah. Yeah, it's such a good film.
Okay, so I believe we actually had some good response on this. So I think for this week, since we have a bunch of responses, we should each take a game from the random game generator list.
Oh, we have to play it individually.
Or we could play both. It doesn't matter. The guys retro games roundup.
If you do want to comment on,
go ahead.
Hang on, before you get started, I don't think you mentioned, Eric, this is on Facebook, by the way, so you need to follow us on Facebook and comment.
Yeah.
And then you might pick yours that week.
Yes.
So,
Factory Seal, or Facebook.com/Factory Sealed, no spaces, no dashes, nothing. So,
Eric will try to remember to put a link in the description, but
I probably won't.
Probably won't, because he's useless.
Okay.
So, no?
Dan, do you have the random game generator open?
Let's do this. I'm excited.
Am I?
I do.
Okay. So, our first request comes from Mike Van Ness. Kind of fitting that he chose the Ness. Letter H.
I wonder why.
Number 62. So, Nintendo. Also, if you give us a number that is greater than the amount of games in that list, we will cycle back to the beginning and go from there. So, he said NES, letter H. Number 62. Well, it only goes to 15. So 15, 30, 45, 60. Harlem Globetrotters. Shit.
God.
I'm going to write these down so we don't forget.
Wow, that's...
Okay?
Nice.
I feel like that'll be a hot turd of a game.
Okay, the idea behind this is as well, we're going to know nothing about what we're playing.
Yeah.
We're just going to play it.
Okay.
So, this is exciting. I like it.
Next, we have Derek.
I want to pick
Derek Leonard. He gives us Sega Genesis B6. Dan, what are we playing?
Oh. Let's have a look. Oh, that's my NES list. Hang on.
I have a really bad feeling about this one.
Oh god, it's going to be terrible. B6, yes. Oh, holy shit.
Lay it on me.
Thank you so much for this one. It's Barbie Supermodel.
Shit.
Oh, God.
Thanks for that, Derek. That's gonna suck.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, our next request comes from Mark Haddock. Super Nintendo, letter Y, number 7. This feels like a really bad version of Bingo.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll grab this one.
But a good one as well. So,
Letter Y,
I'll get the last one.
number 6. Yoshi's
Number 7.
Oh, 7. Young Merlin.
Sounds good.
I saw I miscounted and thought it was going to be Yoshi's Safari. Like, I could get behind Yoshi's Safari, but Young Merlin, Jesus. All right, Dan, you ready for the last one?
Yeah.
The Guys Retro Games Roundup gives us the NES, letter L, number 32.
Well, there's not 32, there's 25, so plus 7 is A Legend of the Ghost Lion.
Legend of the Ghost Lion. What the hell is that?
I'm a ghost lion.
It reminds me of that movie, The Ghost in the Darkness, about that lion who kills all those people in Africa.
Never heard of that in my life.
Yeah, it's because you don't watch good movies.
Correct.
All right, so we have a huge list of games to play. Harlem Globetrotters on the NES. Barbie Supermodel on the Genesis. That's going to steal the show next week. And then
That's going to be a classic. I can see it now.
Young Merlin on the Super Nintendo. So with this, you can choose any console. Absolutely anything. We've got the list for pretty much everything imaginable except for Virtual Boy. But I'm sure we could figure that out. I think there's only like 9 games ever released for that. Game Gear, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Saturn, Sega CD, Sega 32X. You name it, we'll play it, and we'll make fun of it.
Yes.
Good suggestion, Dan.
Thank you. Well, it's all about, like, we always get to the end of the show and we're like, well, what should we play? We never know. So now we have a reason to choose something.
This was very close to, the Sega Genesis one was very close to being Barkley Shut Up and Jam.
Oh.
You ever played Barkley Shut Up and Jam?
I haven't, actually.
That game sucks.
Oh.
It's got
to be better than Barbie Supermodel.
There was an article that I saw about a turn-based basketball game.
What?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called, but I think the title of the article was something like "Eat Your Heart Out, Barkley Shut Up and Jam." But yeah, okay. We have our list for next week.
So
Which
one are we going to play? Are we deciding now, or?
I feel like for this inaugural episode, we should try to play as many as we can. But I feel like definitely Barbie Supermodel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, Harlem Globetrotters is probably going to be 30 seconds of play. But I feel like we should really dump some serious time into Barbie Supermodel.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of game you won't be seen for days after playing.
You really have to throw your weight behind this game to really enjoy it. I'm going to look up a picture of it real quick just to make sure that I know what I'm getting myself into.
You sure this is wise?
Oh, fuck. This looks terrible, Dan. But I can drive a pink Corvette and fart out hearts? Nice!
Sold. Absolutely sold.
There is a ballet studio. Okay. There will be a video of this game.
Well, that's... Oh. I think the first be. Oh, God. The box art is atrocious.
It's just really hard on the eyes. Okay. Well, I am looking forward to that. I don't know about you.
I really am. It's one of my favorite games ever.
You're going to get out your box of Barbies and just kind of stack them around you while you play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it's going to go down.
Yeah. All right. Dan, where can we find you on Twitter?
At Frosted Sauce.
You can find me at Honest Pizza. That's going to do it for this week. Remember, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Factory Sealed. Send us the random game generator suggestions or shoot us an email with your suggestion at factorysealed@manatank.com.
Yes, that also works.
Yeah. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.